What?
The neighbour saw his car leave the house at 7:30 last night. It didn't return until 11:15, shortly before his wife.
Right. Where did you go last night?
What?
We have a witness who saw you leave the house.
I just nipped out for some milk.
Where?
Mini-mart on Garth Road.
Why didn't you mention it before?
Slipped me mind.
You were gone for over 3 hours.
Where did you go, Trevor?
Nowhere.
You must have gone somewhere.
Look, I just drove around.
Where?
I don't remember.
Well, I suggest you start trying.
You think it was him?
He has a motive. So far, he's refused to tell us where he was last night. He's definitely hiding something. Check with the mini-mart. If he was there, they'll have him on tape. How'd you get on with the CCTV?
I managed to get one of the plates. A red Kawasaki registered to Stephen J. Talbot, 17 years old, pupil at Felsted, seen in the car park before the blaze. What's more, he's got form.
What for?
Possession.
Have you spoken to him?
Not yet.
Okay, see what he has to say. Anything else?
A camera on Chancellor Lane picked him up about half an hour later, heading away from the school. This time with a passenger on the back. No helmet, long hair. Could be female.
Right. See if you can find out who she is. I may have seen something.
What about Galton?
Keep digging. If we're going to charge it, the CPS will want it watertight.
It worked then?
Huh?
The chewing gum.
Oh, yeah. Only problem was I couldn't find it afterwards.
What do you mean?
Must have dropped off in the fridge somewhere. Most likely stuck to
Yeah, all right. Hi, love. Hang on a minute. I'll see you later.
What? I thought we were going together.
You're a big boy. I'm sure you can cope on your own. Yeah, come on.
Nice one, Mike. Good work. What are you doing?
It's worthless. A month off recycle, and not a peep.
I'm looking for Stephen.
Who are you?
D.I. Tanner.
What's he done now?
Probably best to speak to him.
About school?
Why'd you say that?
This is Brian's, isn't it? That man wants singing too.
It's probably best to speak to Stephen. Is he in?
Stephen! What? Stephen!
What's up? Hey!
Stephen!
Hey, come here! Stop, police!
Shit.
What do you mean?
He just took off. Next minute, bang. Driver didn't stand a chance.
What's the damage?
Well, look at them. They're ripped to shreds.
Not your bloody trousers. I meant Stephen.
Oh, a couple of broken ribs. Other than that, he's fine.
Did he have anything on him?
He must have dumped it. Chucked it over a wall. Why else would he scarper?
And he hasn't said anything yet?
They won't let me speak to him until now. Thing is, I know him from somewhere. I'm sure I do. I just can't place him.
What about the father?
Army corporal.
What did he have to say?
There's no love lost between him and Bryant, that's for sure. Reckons he's got it in for his son.
All right, Stephen.
What do you want?
You've been lucky by all accounts.
I've done nothing wrong.
Then why run?
Why do you think? Even when I'm clean, you lot lift me for something.
We just want to ask you some questions, that's all.
Oh, yeah, about what?
The fire at school.
You were seen in the car park.
So?
So what were you doing?
Nothing. Just hanging about.
Did you see anyone around the buildings?
No.
What about Frank Thornley, the caretaker?
Nope.
Really? And what are these? We found them on your Instagram.
Oh, just a bit of banter.
Banter.
A laugh.
Doesn't look like he's laughing to me.
It's not a crime.
No? There's enough here to do you for assault.
So if I were you, I'd start talking. Who else did you see?
Here you go. Drinks machine was bust. Had to go miles. Who are you?
DCI Stone. This is D.I. Tanner. I'm just asking your son a few questions.
Can you lot not leave him alone for 5 minutes?
Won't take long.
There was a fire at the school last night, in which a man died.
I heard. What's it got to do with Stephen?
We have evidence that places your son there around that time.
This is Bryant, isn't it? What's he been saying?
Nothing.
Ever since that man arrived, he's had it in for our lad. This is the second time now he's been excluded, and for no good reason. His father's livid.
What were you doing there?
I told you, just hanging about.
And the girl?
What girl?
The girl he gave a lift to.
She's just a mate. Look, I can't be doing with this.
Girlfriend?
No, how many more times do I have to tell you?
And who was she, Stephen? Sue?
Boss?
Where are you?
Sifting through CCTV. There's no sign of Galton at the supermarket. I've been through the lot. Car park
Now, why doesn't that surprise me? Let's bring him in. And Sue, there's someone else I want you to check out. Donna Buckley, friend of Stephen's. She was seen outside the school at the time of the fire.
Have we got an address?
Apparently, she worked at the laundrette on the Marinduke after school.
You were seen, Donna.
So, doesn't mean I've done anything wrong.
I'm not saying you have. I just want to know what you were doing there.
What's it to you?
A man died in the fire. We need to find out what happened.
We had rehearsals.
What for?
School play.
Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. And what time did you finish?
Dunno, about 9.
You were seen half an hour later on the back of Stephen's bike, heading away from school.
So?
What were you doing?
Going home.
And before that?
Helping.
Who?
Sir.
Sir?
Mr. Scott.
Your drama teacher.
Yeah.
And did you see anything while you were helping? Anyone hanging about?
No.
Hey, where you going?
I'm done here.
Well, I'm not. Donna! Wait!
I've got no else to say.
Presumably Mr. Scott can confirm all this.
Yeah.
And what about Stephen?
What about him?
Did he say anything?
Like what?
Like what he was doing outside school?
It was just passing.
How well do you know him?
Pretty well.
You two going out then?
You're joking me.
What's so funny?
At last. I bought you a donut, but you took so long I ate it.
Now, why doesn't that surprise me?
The thought that counts.
He's just past Galton on his way out. What's going on?
We let him go.
He's only been here 5 minutes.
He's got an alibi.
What do you mean?
Proof that a suspect was in another place the
I
time
know
the
what
offence
an
was
alibi
committed.
is.
Ow.
Why didn't he tell us before?
Sue,
What's this about Galton?
he was at an AA meeting. It all checks.
Didn't want his wife finding out.
So that's it then?
As far as he's concerned, yes.
So from the looks of things, Bryant was perfectly justified in getting rid of him. He'd turn up drunk for work some days.
I see.
And as much as he probably wanted to set light to the place, it wasn't him. How'd you get on with the girl?
Oh, attitude or what? Apparently she'd been at rehearsal and stayed behind to clear up.
Sounds like a model student.
She didn't strike me as that.
Can anyone confirm this?
Her drama teacher, apparently, Jason Scott.
The one who called in the fire.
Bryant's young prodigy, by all accounts.
No doubt part of his cost-cutting strategy. The younger they are, the cheaper.
He used to work at St Cuthbert's as well, same time as Bryant.
Really?
Although he was only there for a year.
Any idea why?
There's nothing on record, but when I spoke to his old head of department, he was, well,
What?
somewhat evasive.
Damned by faint praise.
Possibly.
All right. Check social media, student forums.
I have done already.
You've only been back 5 minutes.
Use my phone. I came across this.
A memorial website.
Who's this?
One of Scott's old students
Claire Denton.
committed suicide. There's a book of remembrance, photos, various messages. One from Scott.
A bright and promising young student will be sorely missed.
He left not long after the girl's death. I found these two on Donna's Facebook. That's Scott. Same photo as on the school website. And some others.
Where'd she get them all?
Screenshot them most likely off the internet.
What?
Catch up, Grandad.
She's clearly obsessed with him.
Right, let's pay him a visit.
Hang on, I'll just finish this.
Not you.
Eh?
You keep working through that staff list.
That's not fair. Why does she get to go out again? I've been stuck in here all afternoon.
Oh, grow a pair, will you?
Don't forget your apple.
What?
Teacher's pet.
Just the two of you.
That's right.
And in your statement, you said you heard a door slam,
Yes.
but you didn't see anyone.
No.
Isn't it a bit unusual to be here so late?
Oh, we'd had a tech run through.
She said.
And a governor's meeting before that. It happens sometimes. If there's one thing I've learned about this job, it's not 9 to 5.
What, you're a governor as well?
For my sins, newly appointed.
So how does that work then?
I'm primarily there to put across staff views.
Must be a bit tricky.
Why do you say that?
Sticking your neck out with senior management.
Not really.
What if you disagree about something? Isn't that a risk?
We're all in it for the common good.
I gather you and Mr. Bryant have known each other for a while.
That's right. We were colleagues at St Cuthbert's, although we didn't mix socially.
Bit of a coincidence, you both ending up here.
It was Colin who alerted me to the fact there was a vacancy just after he took over.
He must think highly of you then.
You'd have to ask him that.
And from the sounds of it, you approve of what he's doing to this place, the recent changes.
Absolutely. It was a mess when he arrived. Half the board didn't know what they were doing.
And what were you discussing this time? At the governor's meeting.
Oh, just an exclusion. The parents were objecting to the length. I mean, they had no grounds.
Who was it?
A year 12 lad.
Stephen Talbot.
You know him?
We've met.
That doesn't surprise me.
How did it go?
It got pretty heated. The father especially. They even collared Mr. Bryant afterwards and had another go at him.
And what was the outcome?
The exclusion was upheld. Quite rightly.
What had he done?
Coined a car in the staff car park, venting his frustration, no doubt.
Whose?
I'm sorry?
Whose car?
Mr. Bryant's. It's the usual story. Problems at home.
How do you mean?
Father's in the army.
So?
I think the mother struggles. You see it a lot with single parents.
My mum managed to raise 3 girls on her own. There's a lot of photos of you on Donna's Facebook page.
Oh, God.
You don't seem that surprised.
Not if I'm honest.
You knew she had a crush on you then?
Well, not as such, but I mean, there's not a lot you can do. She's at that age.
You don't encourage it?
Certainly not.
Can't you keep your accounts private?
Well, some I do. But I have friends. We share pictures like everyone else. I mean, these things are out there if you want to find them. You can't stop people downloading photos.
And what about Claire Denson? You posted on her site?
I was just paying my respects.
Not planning any holidays, are you?
Sorry?
Don't go too far. We may need to speak to you again.
Boss?
What is it?
The father's army record.
Anything?
An exemplary soldier by all accounts. Certainly not the type to go around setting light to things.
From the sounds of it, he's certainly got it in for Bryant.
Why would he, though? It'd be the end of his career.
True.
What are you thinking?
Scott.
What about him?
Just the way he was. I don't know, there's something he's not telling us. What if there's a connection between him and the Denson girl?
Connection.
A relationship. Bryant knew and buried it.
And why would he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he was involved somehow.
But then, why would he offer Scott the job at Felsted? Surely once he moved schools, he'd be glad to be out of it. If there was something, he wouldn't want it following him.
Unless he had no choice.
What?
Well, what if he was being blackmailed?
Scott?
No, what if it's the other way around? What if Scott had something on Bryant? And whatever it was, he used it to further his own career?
And how does all this link to the fire?
Not sure yet.
All right, so we agree that the father's out of the frame.
Most probably.
The only other person with a motive is Stephen. He hates the place.
Even so, to burn it down.